Today is day 6 of the God Queen release block tour, and today we're going to talk about the planets of the Tyre Star Cluster, where this space opera takes place. Hallöchen Lieblings, I'm Mari, author of the space opera The God Queen, who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. First off, I want to thank you all for all your support over the last few months for this 3-month pre-release of my debut space opera. It has been awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I literally could not be here without you guys. So, thank you. But the fun is not over yet. I have more fun facts to deliver. If you haven't heard about my release week giveaway, I'll recap. I have a Bronx themed giveaway that is available for this week, for its release week giveaway. Essentially, all you have to do is fill out the form below with proof of purchase during this first week of the God Queen's release, and I will announce the winner on next Tuesday's episode. So on today's episode of Adventures of Lamari, I'm going to tell you about the Tyre Star Cluster. I will go in depth about which ones belong to the good guys over in the Federation and which ones belong to the bad guys over in the Dominion, and the others who have yet to vote on which political party they lean towards. But before we get started, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That lets YouTube know you want more content like this and you like what you see. So let's start with the Federation. We have Proxima Centauri 2, Kepler 4, and Gliese 6. Over on the Dominion side, we have Earth, Arandon, Luiten 2, Erit, Koi 4, Ross 7, and K2 3. There are also a few planets that will be going through an election cycle soon, which does play a part in the God Queen as well as in at least the next book. The ones that will have their election cycles are Trappist 5, Captain 2, Tau Ceti 2, and Wolf 10. That's a lot of planets. There is no quiz later. This whole video is literally just a reference point. If you're reading the book and somehow think, what the hell am I talking about? Because I know it's a lot of planets, you can come here and check it out. If not, if the names of the planets don't matter, that's also okay, guys. That's also okay. As you can tell by this list, the Federation has a long way to go, the good guys, in order to return the star cluster to peace and glory and whatever. But like I said, there's some election cycles coming up, so there is a possibility that they could win more planets. Unfortunately, the Dominion is actually very hard to infiltrate. They black out most of their media. They're very isolationist. But we'll see what our heroes are able to accomplish, right? So I know what you're probably thinking, how did I come up with all of these names? Well, actually, they're based on real planets. They are actually planets that are hypothesized to be habitable. They are rather far from Earth, which is why I came up with the Alcubierre-Krasnikov warp drive. I have a link about that, well, mostly about the Alcubierre drive below, which is the closest hypothesized way of faster than light travel that's available at the moment. That could obviously change at any time, but that's what I used. So these planets are known as Earth analog, simply because they share a lot of similarities to Earth that could potentially make them habitable for life. If you want to know about all the planets that I will talk about today, I have linked the ones that I referenced below. I'm only going to talk about the planets that are mentioned in the God Queen, and I will also tell you what the planet's actual name is. I did have to simplify the numbering system because one of my betas complained, because technically you shouldn't write out the number. Technically you should write out the number, not actually put the numbers on them. However, the actual name of the planets have like a complex numbering system. Well, not very complex, but there is a numbering system attached to the end. I was very much inclined to keep the original names, but then I realized that I would probably have other readers who were also less scientifically inclined and would probably start complaining about the numbering system. So I decided to just adapt and change it. And it also, still allows me some leeway in what I want to do with these planets, so I don't have to make it exactly 1-to-1, if you catch my drift. But I'm only, like I said, I'm only going to talk about the planets that I've mentioned in the God Queen, because that's really all you need to know. I'm not going to go through all 14 planets. Before I continue, if you hear any other noises going on, it's because my twin nephews are here. They're 4 years old and stinking cute, but also very loud, and you can hear everything in this house. So anyway, let's go on with this list, shall we? So number 1, Earth. It's Earth. Surprise! The God Queen takes place, well, at least the first 25% of the book takes place on Earth, and it's Earth in the much, 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 much distant future. If you read my post on the history of the Tyre Star Cluster, I have the link below, you'll see kind of where Earth evolved from what we know it is today to what it is in the beginning of the God Queen. Number 2, Proxima Centauri 2. The actual name is Proxima Centauri B. It is the closest planet to Earth, about 4.2 light years away. It orbits a red dwarf star known as Proxima Centauri. It is 1.3 times the size of Earth, and it's actually part of a triple star system. Proxima Centauri, Alpha Centauri A, and Alpha Centauri B. I talk about Proxima Centauri being the first planet colonized by humans. It is the capital of the Federation, and technically the old capital of the Tyre Star Cluster until the Dominion has now taken over and the capital is actually on one of their planets. I'll talk about that planet later. Only some areas of the surface are habitable. Most of it's actually underground. The capital of this planet, Madu, is one of the few that is above ground. Proxima is, because of its proximity, proximity to Earth, you will find a lot of remnants of old religions from Earth, as well as other cultures. People from all over Earth came to Proxima Centauri and a lot of the cultures and the traditions just stuck as a very eclectic mix of people. Number 3, Kepler-4. The real name is Kepler-452b. It actually has a similar sun to ours. It's Kepler-452b is also known as Earth 2 or Earth's cousin. It is 26 million light years away from Earth. It orbits a star called Kepler-452, which is a G-type star, which is the same mass as our sun. It is also the diameter is 50% larger than Earth's, and is considered to be rather rocky. And as a result, the atmosphere is very delicate. There is the possibility of runaway greenhouse gases, and as a result, the people who live on Kepler-4 try to keep their carbon footprint low. Most technology is actually forbidden on Kepler-4, not Kepler-452b, and only certain areas of the planet are habitable. As a result of this technological taboo, they actually seem a little medieval. They're very much obsessed with sustainability. So they try to use what's there. They try not to import so much. And, like spaceports, for example, there's only like a few allowed. And yeah, it's, and even traveling within Kepler-4 is usually done, say, on like horseback or through carriage rides. It has a very medieval landscape as a result. The people who live there, they're thinking that like the logic behind this is because, well, we kind of fucked Earth up, so we don't want to do that to Kepler-4. The planet is known in the books because of a very well-known battle that took place, which is the Battle of the Fortress of Riordan. The very well-known dire night, the hope of the Federation, Niclaren Edua, was murdered here, and he is the brother of my main character, Ray. Number 4, Gliese 6, also known as Gliese 667cc. This planet is only 23.62 light years away from Earth. It orbits a red dwarf star known as Gliese 667c. Gliese 667c. It is part of the Gliese 667 triple star system, A, B, and C. It is approximately 3.7 times the mass of Earth, and it is also tidally locked, which means one of the hemispheres is always facing the Earth while the other one is always facing darkness. That only allows a very small area around, right on the line between lightness and darkness, that is habitable. It is known as the Terminator line. Gliese is known for the tourist city of Itikal, as well as a massacre that took place within its medieval old city. You see, Itikal has this, they wanted to kind of recreate this earth feel of medieval old cities as a tourist trap. Obviously, you know, for some planets it's a little hard to go to Earth to see the real thing, so they thought, oh, we'll just like make a Disneyland version of it on this planet. Unfortunately, the planet doesn't really have much else to offer aside tourism, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's also well known because of a massacre that took place. But if you want to know more about that, you'll have to read the book. Gliese 667 also is the home of the Underground, which is the birthplace of the Federation, or this Federation rebellion movement that wants to, you know, take back the star cluster from the Dominion. My characters, Bernie, or Bernadette, and her uncle Urius were born on this planet. Number 5, Wolf 10, also known as Wolf 1061c. It is 13.8 light years away from Earth. It orbits an M star called Wolf 1061, and it is only one of 2 planets that orbit this star. The radius is 1.5 times the size of Earth's. It is also tidally locked, but its terminal, well, it has a thicker atmosphere, so essentially its terminal line is larger, so therefore it has a larger habitable zone. This was it's actually the only planet that was successfully terraformed for the most part. Obviously not all of it could be. And as a result, Wolf 10 is known for its agriculture for the star cluster. Wolf 10 was also the first planet to openly rebel against the Dominion once the Dominion took over the entire star cluster, as well as after the massacre in Itikal on Gliese 6. My other secondary main character, Bronx, as well as Krona, Kaz, and Skylar come from this planet. This is also the headquarters of the infamous Etowah Star Line, which is one of the big companies that makes luxury starships. Yeah, it's all good. Number 6, Trappist 5, also known as Trappist 1e. There's also another name for this planet. It is known as Tumas J2306298-05022285E. It's about 40 light years away from Earth. It's found in the constellation of Aquarius. It orbits an M-type ultra cool dwarf star known as Trappist 1 with 6 other planets. It is also tidally locked, but with an atmosphere thick enough that even the dark side is warm enough for habitability. There are people who do live on the dark side, but they also have property on the light side. So essentially, you have to have a lot of money to live there because, you know, they have property on both sides. There is some agriculture on Trappist, but it's not as much as it is on Wolf 10. As I said, Trappist is a great planet for people who have money and who hate people, because very few people live on the dark side of Trappist 5. This planet is also known for growing the fungus Conicillin that is used as a very popular antibiotic throughout the star cluster, so it is utilized by both the Dominion and the Federation. And that is a plot point that comes into play in the God Queen. And number 7, Orandon, Original name, TRAPPIST-1d. As you can see, there are similar names of planets, especially ones that are in the same star system. Therefore, I had to get creative, and I just called this planet something completely different. It is right next to TRAPPIST-5, or TRAPPIST-1e, in this solar system. It is smaller than Earth. The radius is 0.784 the size of Earth. It is also one of the first planets that was settled by humans. There are a lot of oceans on Arandon, and you do have to have a lot of money to live on Arandon. So as a result, there's a lot of old money that lives there. It is also, like, this is actually the home of the Dominion capital, and therefore the home of the sovereign, the leader of the Dominion, Anekris Praemer, who is also our big bad in this series. Also, when the Praemer dynasty was at its peak, like several thousand years ago, Arandon was still the capital at that point. Obviously, then it changed to Proxima Centauri 2, and now it's back at Arandon. And last but not least, my main character, Ray, as well as characters Nuclearin and Aram, are all born on this planet. So that's what I got for now. I do plan on going through other planets when I get to subsequent for the next books in the series. As I said, there are 14 in this whole star cluster. I've only gone through 7 today. That was a lot. I'm sorry if you're overwhelmed. But anyway, thanks for joining me today. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like what you see and you want more content like this. Definitely leave me a comment below if you have any comments or if there are any other topics you would like to see on this channel. The God Queen is available now on paperback and ebook. So I have all the links below. Check it out. Be sure to connect with me on social media, either through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Also, check out my newsletter where you will get the most up-to-date information on books, projects, pugs, and giveaways. Just for subscribing, you'll get a free character sheet to use, as well as the first 4 chapters of my debut space opera, The God Queen. And don't forget to sign up for my release week giveaway. I have the link for the form below. And remember, I will be announcing the name on my next episode next Tuesday. And that's all I've got for today. Until next time, ade!